Hello, once again on this Tuesday evening. Just like to give you a short message, something you can ponder on as you take a good night rest, or if you headed to your job or on your job. Well, let me get into it. This morning, while I was at work, now I tell everybody from day to day, um, you can see what God's saying throughout your work day, through others. And I'm always seeing God, uh, I having a word in everything that goes on, even at my job. Well, this morning, uh, I have one of my associates, came in today with a haircut. Now I know that don't surprise you, but this guy hair was out here, and all of this covered all the way, but right here, beard, everything. Uh, but round in here was bald, but everything else out to here. And he been working with me about 2 months. And when he came in, I'm doing, roll call, checking everybody name my list, and then when I got to him, I like, you know, and he wasn't smiling at all. And I said, Mr. Dillon, how are you today? He said, I'm fine, Mr. HR guy. How are you? I said, well, I see you don't cut all your hair off your head and off of your face. He said, yes, sir. I said, so I was joking. And I said to him, somebody must lie to you yesterday or this. He said, what you mean? I like, I said, you don't cut all your hair off everywhere, face and everything. They must told you that I could pop a drug test on you. So he like, for real? I'm like, no, not for real. I was just joking. So I said, Dylan, it's clean, but you look funny, man. You look funny with all your hair off your head. Really, so I think I look real funny. All my hair was off my head. So I was being honest with him, but he would then still smile or nothing when I said that. And I said, you all right? He said, I'm okay. And I said, okay. So maybe about a good hour, I come back through, and he was like raising his hand, bang for me. So I went over here and I said, sir, you okay? You need anything? He said, uh, Mr. HR guy, I just want to say that you hurt my feelings. I like, oh man, I will never set up to hurt your feelings. I apologize. My my intention was not to hurt your feelings. I said, but you do look funny with your haircut. I said, you know me. Um, I don't have no intention to hurt your feelings. I like to be honest. And I said, you should love a guy like me around you, because I'm gonna tell you the truth. You ain't gotta never worry about what I'm thinking, because some of the times I'm gonna tell you. And my intention not to hurt you. I said, but I apologize. I'm very sorry that I offended you and I hurt your feelings. So he said, That's okay. So I walked on. And I did feel a little bad because also I was joking in the matter too when I first came to him and said, "You look funny." And the joking matter were, did you cut all your hair out because you found out I was going through a drug test? Joke. Okay. So let me tell you guys where I'm getting at. 3 hours later, after lunch, he come running toward me, walking fast. And he said, "Mr. HR guy?" I said, "Yes, sir." I said, "Something wrong?" He said, "I want to apologize to you." I said, "Why? What did you do? What happened?" I said, "Apologize to me? Why?" He said, "I want to apologize to you," and said, "Thank you." And I said, "Okay, why are you thanking me? And why are you apologizing to me?" He said, "I realized what you said and it was true." And I'm like, "What part?" He said, "That you should thank a guy as yourself." So I'm like, I said, "What happened?" He said, "You was the only person who came up to me. Even you said my house, it was a clean cut." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "You was the only guy that came up to me and said my hair looked funny. And you was honest with me." I said, "So what you getting at?" He said, "Sir, every time I turned around my back," he said, "I heard people laughing. And then when I turned around, they act like they wasn't looking at me." He said that no one today even said nothing to me about, "I noticed you shave all your hair off your head." And he said, "You was the only one that came up to me to say that." He said, "And you're right." He said, "The Lord spoke to me and said, you should appreciate guys like that in your life and thank him because he came to you being honest and direct while everybody else is talking behind your back." And I almost want to hug this guy. I had a soft spot in my heart for him. And that's even a lesson for us as a people. When somebody love you and only want the best for you and tell you the truth, you will get mad at them, start speaking to them, and just about disown them. But somebody can talk behind your back, dish you, and you'll still almost hang out with them. And I don't see it so many times happen, mostly to family. We can barely say anything to each other without offending each other. Somebody get mad in their flesh. I always say, your flesh receive the message before your spirit do. And it seems like these days, everything offend everybody. That's why I love people around me who can tell me I'm wrong and you need to be doing this. No, it don't feel good. But when you think about what they saying, or even pray on what they saying, and you know where it's coming from, they're not that type. But the enemy will trick us in our head to make us be mad with them. And I know a passage message in John 8 when Jesus said, now I'm your enemy because I tell you the truth. Now you don't believe nothing I say unto you because I tell you the truth. If that man can realize, and he says the Lord was speaking to him and say, you should really thank that man. But people these days will hate a person like that and will love the person who can bring them gospel about everybody. You will listen to them all day long and they gossip about this person, that person. And sometimes we'll smile kiki with them. But we'll hate the one who brings us truth and love. I'm going to tell you, I'd rather offend you with the word that might hurt you, because the word for to cut you, to help you out, instead of you be hurt later on because I didn't tell you nothing. The Bible said my people perish for the lack of knowledge. The second verse after that, because ye has reject. So I thank God for the brother Dylan. Didn't reject me. But notice, everybody else was talking behind his back. But I was a true friend. That was able to tell him how he looked in his face. I don't know who I'm talking to. Sometimes you need to listen and take constructive criticism. Thessalonians 4:11. Study yourself to be quiet and not to be a busybody. I love you, to tell you the truth.